Yeah, good morning, dear students. Last class we have finished the module 4, that is input tax credit. The complete notes, PPT as well as PDF file with the explanation I have shared in the Google Classroom as well as in the WhatsApp group in yesterday's class. So today we will begin the module 5 under indirect taxation subject. So module 5 is relating to custom duty. So module 5 is a combination of theory and problem as per the syllabus. So we have problems also in module 5 and we have a little bit theory also relating to module 5. So we'll start the module 5 today. I will explain little bit introduction or some history about the custom duty as well as meaning of custom duty we will discuss in today's class. Remaining part we will discuss in next class. So topics to be covered in module 5. Topics to be covered. These are all the topics, theoretical part to be covered in this particular module. That is introduction to custom duty. That part I will explain today. Then definition. It is not only definition about the custom duty. Under custom duty, some of the important concept definitions we are seeing. So definitions of related concept under custom duty we will discuss in tomorrow's class. And today's class I will go through only the introduction and basic history about the custom duty and two important acts relating to custom duty we will discuss today, and meaning of custom duty also we will discuss in today's class. Then other part like circumstances of levy of custom duties, types of duties important from exam point of view, exemption from custom duty, valuation under custom. Under valuation under customs we have valuation of imported goods and we have valuation of exported goods. Valuations of imported goods as well as valuation of exported goods we will discuss in the later part, and finally we have the problems on valuation of imported goods. So first we will discuss basic introduction or brief introduction about the custom duty. So custom act was founded in 1962 to prevent the illegal imports and export of goods. So the act relating to customs act, it was started in the year 1962 in order to prevent the illegal imports. Illegal imports means, see, without custom duty, because custom duty is mainly charged for import and export. So without import duty, what happen means there is a chance of importing illegal imports of various maybe a smuggling activity may take place, or dangerous product may imported from other country to our country. So in order to prevent these illegal imports as well as the illegal export of goods, India, our parliament has started the new act, that is customs act. It was started in the year 1962. So here business purchases or supplies raw material or finished goods either within the country or to from foreign country to meet its production or supply requirements. See here two things are there. Sometimes business purchases the raw material from the foreign country in order to meet its production, as well as business supplies the final product from our country to the foreign country in order to supply the requirements. So in that aspect, whenever they are importing the raw material as well as they are exporting the final product, they in the sense business need to pay the custom duty to the government. So it is an important revenue for the government, especially for the central government. So if the raw material or goods are sourced from outside the country, custom duty will be levied. At the same time, final product is exported from India to other country, means custom duty will be levied. So levy and the rate of custom duty in India are governed by Customs Act 1962 and the Customs Tariffs Act 1975. So these are the two important acts we are discussing today. One is Customs Act 1962 as well as Customs Tariff Act 1975. So levy as well as rate of custom duty, everything decided under these two acts, that is Customs Act 1962 as well as Customs Tariffs Act 1975. Then imported goods in India attract basic custom duty, additional custom duty and educational cess. See how educational cess is charged in income tax, in the same manner custom duty also, education cess is compulsory for all businessmen. So here under custom duty for imported goods in India, it attracts basic custom duty, it is one of the types of custom duty. Additional custom duty, again one of the type of custom duty. Additional custom duty is also called as CVD, that is countervailing duty, and educational cess. In detail we are discussing in under the types of custom duty. Then all imports are subject to a duty with a view to affording protection of domestic industries. See, this custom duty is levied on import and export mainly for the protection of domestic industry as well as in order to securing the exchange rate of Indian currency. How custom duty will secure the exchange rate of Indian currency? Exchange rate you might have discussed in IFM, that is International Financial Management. See, whenever you are importing the goods from outside country, you have to pay for the purchased item in their currency. That time you have to exchange the Indian domestic currency into a foreign currency. That time exchange rate plays a crucial role. So in order to securing the fluctuations of exchange rate of Indian currency, this custom duty is very essential. One, custom duty is essential in order to protection of domestic industry, plus it is essential for securing the exchange rate of Indian currency. Then custom duty, it is refers to duty imposed on imports or export of goods. Already I have told custom duty is nothing but, in simple, it is a duty on import as well as duty on export. See, even though the Custom Duty Act was passed in 1962, long back it was introduced here in India. That is, before the independence itself, this custom duty system was introduced in India. That is, in the year 1786, a board of revenue was created with its headquarters at Calcutta. First time in 1786, board of revenue relating to customs headquarters created in Calcutta. Then in 1812 regulations were made for the Madras Customs House, and two customs houses were established in Western India. So after 1786 the board of revenue was created. Next in 1812 two important regulations were made, or Madras Customs House made, as well as two customs house were established in Western India relating to customs or relating to customs duty. Next, in order to provide uniform rates for duties for all, the Custom Duty Act was passed in 1859, everything before independence. So 1859, first time Custom Duty Act was passed in order to provide uniform rates of duties for all the imported goods as well as export of goods. That time import duty on yarn, earlier yarn was imported more to in India from outside country. That is in the year 1894, for imported yarn the custom duty was 5%. That is in the year 1894, and later on it was raised to 7.5%. That is for import duty on yarn that was imported in 1894. Earlier it was 5%, and later on it was increased to 7.5%. Finally, the Customs Act was passed in the year 1962, that is after independence. In India, the Customs Act was passed in the year 1962, and Tariffs Act also passed in the year 1975, and it came into effect in the year 1976. So in India, now we are following two rules and regulations under customs duty, that is one is Customs Act 1962 as well as the Customs Tariffs Act 1975, and it came into effect from the year 1976. This is the history of custom duty. Then meaning of custom duty. Very simple. Custom duty is a type of indirect tax. Custom duty is also an example for indirect tax. We have indirect tax example GST for applicable for all the supply of goods or services. Plus we have custom duty. This is also one of the indirect tax. Custom duty is a type of indirect tax that is levied on all the goods that are imported to the country as well as some goods exported from the country. So custom duty, it is applicable for both import as well as export. Duty is nothing but custom duty. It is a tax percentage, that's it. The duty levied on the import is called as import duty, and duty is levied on export is called as export duty. See, custom duty in simple, it is a tax imposed on import and export of goods. If the tax is imposed on import, means it is called as import duty or import tax. If the tax is levied on export or duty is levied on export, means it is called as export tax or it is called as export duty. Then custom duty is a duty or tax which is levied by the central government on import of goods. It is the levied by central government, it is not levied by state government. Custom duty is levied by the central government on import of goods into India, as well as the it is levied on the export of goods from India. Therefore it is applicable for both import and export. And long back this was introduced in Kautilya's Arthashastra also. Earlier it was called as Shulka. Shulka means it is a tax only. In Kautilya's Arthashastra, this tax is called as Shulka. So this is also one of the history of custom duty. Finally, a tax levied on imports and export by the custom authorities of a country in order to raise the revenue of the government and also to the domestic industries. Now, scope of the customs laws. I have already told under custom law we have two important act, that is one is Custom Act 1962, another one is Customs Tariffs Act 1975. We will discuss one by one in brief. So first of all, Customs Act 1962. This was passed in the year 1962 by the Parliament of India, that is after independence. It is primarily treated as a Revenue Act. See, earlier, before it was in the 1962, it was considered as Custom Act 1962. Earlier, primarily, it was treated as a Revenue Act, which consisting of 17 chapters and 161 sections. So under Customs Act 1962, there are 17 chapters and 161 sections. So various rules under Customs Act 1962 are included: the Customs Valuation Rule 1988, Duty Drawback Rule 1995, Re-export of imported goods, Baggage Rules 1998. Everything are included under Customs Act 1962. And the second important act relating to customs duty is Customs Tariffs Act 1975. So this act consisting of two schedules. Under Customs Tariffs Act, it contains two schedules. One is Schedule 1, another one is Schedule 2. So Schedule 1 gives the classification and rate of duties for imports. So Schedule 1 is everything relating to imports. So it specifies the rate of duties for imports. Schedule 2 gives the classification and rate of duty for export. Customs Tariffs Act 1975, it also makes provision for duties like additional duty, that is a CVD, countervailing duty, preferential duty, anti-dumping duty, protective duties, etc. These are all types of custom duty we will discuss in a later stage. Then the Custom Tariff Act 1975, already I told there are two schedules under Customs Tariffs Act. One is first schedule, another one is second schedules. So under first schedule, it enlists the goods liable to import duty, and under second schedule it enlists the goods liable to export duty. Relating to import, it is mentioned in the first schedule. Relating to export, it was mentioned in schedule second in Customs Tariffs Act 1975. Then last slide for today's class, objectives of Customs Act. Why this Customs Act introduced in India? Very, very important. The main objective of Customs Act in order to safeguarding the domestic trade. See, assume already there is a free movement of goods as well as services as well as capital, labor from one country to another country because of LPG, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization. But for the imported goods, if the tax are not imposed, means what happens? The goods are available at a cheaper cost for a businessman, so that it will affect our domestic industry. So there will not be any demand for domestic industry, domestic companies which are producing the component or raw material for many businesses. So in order to safeguarding the domestic trade as well as the domestic company, this Customs Act was introduced. Therefore, importing from other country is a costly affair for every businessman. Therefore, they are more depending on domestic company. So in order to safeguarding the domestic trade, this Custom Act was introduced. And for reducing import is always better. Why? Because so that we can improve our country GDP, we can improve our company, our country GDP, NNP, everything we can improve our own countries GDP we can develop. So reducing, in order to reducing the import from outside country, the Custom Act was introduced. And revenue resources, any tax, it is a revenue for the government. So this is the one of the revenue for the central government in the form of indirect tax. Therefore it gives more revenue to the government. And protection of Indian industry, already I have told, in order to protect the domestic industry as well as Indian industry, this Custom Act was introduced in India. And in the beginning of the slide itself, I have told prevention of smuggling activities. Custom Act will help the Indian country in order to reduce the smuggling activities, or in order to import the smuggling goods from outside country. That type of transaction it will prevent or it will reduce. And one more objective of Customs Act is to prevent the dumping of goods. Customs Act also helpful for preventing or reducing the dumping of goods. See, if no import duty is charged, no export duty is charged, means what happens? Other countries simply dump their product in our country at a cheaper price, so that it will affect our country, or it will affect the domestic companies, or it will affect the small scale businesses. So in order to prevent the dumping of goods, in order to protect the Indian industry, in order to safeguard the domestic trade, in order to reducing the import, in order to increase the revenue for the government, this Customs Act was introduced here in India. So remaining aspect we will discuss in the next class, that is some of the important definitions relating to some of the concept under custom duty we will discuss in the next class. So the same video I will upload in the YouTube also, so you can go through the video anytime. Otherwise this video will be helpful for those who missed the online class, because it may be difficult for everyone to come online for the class. That time they can refer this video anytime whenever they are free. So thank you everyone for your support and cooperation. If you have any doubt, means you can clarify here. Otherwise if you want to ask anything, means you can ask now.